What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Peter Mac. Man, get on up here. Pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family. We on the porch. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this. Yo, what's up, everybody? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Peter Mac. Welcome back to the porch. Yeah, I didn't get on the porch last week because your fam was tired last week, man. I was extremely tired. I had a lot of stuff going on. Last week was weekend, man. That was a week for you, boy. So I just decided, before I just tried to rush and put out a product that I knew that y'all were going to feel was rushed and just not up to par and not quality, I just decided not to do it. So I decided to take last Saturday off and just relax, you know. Actually, one thing that I was working on, I'm actually working on writing another script, like just came to me. Gonna try to make it a gangster movie. A lot of y'all know I love gangster movies. Ain't gonna tell you exactly what it's gonna be. You'll just see when the time comes, when the finished product hits the streets. Then y'all know. Just pray that I can get it out there on Netflix. Hell, I'll take Tubi. Well, I say Tubi, we don't need to crap on Tubi, because Tubi actually has some great content on there. Like, if you dig and find, you can find a lot of great content on there. Number one, I'm gonna tell y'all something I found on Tubi, and I have been looking for it for years. I found the actual documentary that the 2006 movie Gridiron Gang with The Rock was based on. And it actually was a PBS documentary that came out in 1993 of the same name, Gridiron Gang. It was based on the 1990 Camp Kilpatrick Mustangs and their run for like a state title. It's actually pretty good. It's almost as good as a movie. Hell, it's better than a movie with me. I like documentaries. I like true stories. So y'all should definitely check that out. Just go watch Tubi and check that out. And then I'm gonna be honest, I like Tubi because a lot of black filmmakers put some quality stuff on Tubi, especially from Detroit. Like, Detroit is like Black Hollywood right now. You cannot look up on Tubi without seeing a series or a movie from Detroit. And I'm gonna tell you, somebody who's in it, with two people who gonna be in it, and it's from Detroit. And if you see these two people, one is an actress, beautiful lady. Her name is Crystal the Doll. If she's in it, and also Jamal Gravy Woodard, y'all know him as the guy who played Biggie Smalls on Notorious. If he in it, if both of them in it, it's gold. And a couple of movies they've been in it together, they are gold. Like, hell, one would think that he's actually from Detroit and not New York as much as he be in the Detroit movies. And matter of fact, they got a series on there now that I just watched this past week. It's called H Block McGraw Ave. If y'all seen McGraw Ave on Tubi, this is like the prequel to it, because I was wondering how it was the prequel, because I saw the big guy who played Vic on McGraw Ave. I'm like, I could have sworn he got chalked out at McGraw Ave. So how in God's name is this dude on this series? But they explain how that happened because he didn't say in an interview that it was a prequel. So yeah, y'all definitely go check that out. H Block McGraw Avenue on Tubi, and just go check out a lot of stuff on Tubi. Tubi is like the $3, $4, $5 DVD bin. And they used to be at Walmart. Y'all remember that? You just go there and you just, like, look at the draw. You might, oh, thank God I saw this movie. You might see a movie that you always liked, and they knock down the price, and you just see some of the craziest, most thrown together shit in there. And you were like, well, I see why this shit is $3. But that's what the Tubi is. Tubi is a digital version of that $3, $4, and $5 DVD bin at Walmart. And speaking of Detroit, also came out with some music this past week. Well, yesterday was my man Payroll Giovanni. He released Hustler Music, 18-track album, and he got Carter on there. The production just beautiful. Just anything. Anything Payroll Giovanni does, I'm gonna listen to it. I actually didn't know he was from Detroit, so I looked him up, and thought he was from Georgia. I thought he was from the West Coast somewhere, because like a lot of his music got that West Coast vibe. Hell, I'm gonna be honest, I met quite a few people from Detroit they sound like they from the West Coast. But yeah, his music, right? And he, like, I don't know what's been going on with albums, but he followed that trend. These albums are taking it back to how classic albums will be, where it's 18 tracks, and it's almost an hour. It's like it come in just shy of 54 minutes, but it rides from start to finish. It's not skippable in my book. But he's also on, I was talking about H Block McGraw Ave. He's actually on there, so definitely go check out that new Payroll Giovanni Hustler music. Also, last week, I didn't get to mention this, I heard 2 albums from 2 Southern rappers, and I'm fucking with them heavy. First is Big X, The Plug. His album just, I wouldn't expect to listen to a new age artist and be like, this album ride, but his rides all the way through. As a matter of fact, he started off with his opening track samples Willie Hutch's Why Did I Love Turn Cold. And for those of y'all who don't know where you might have heard that instrumental from, if you remember 3 6 Mafia feature 8 Ball and MJG, Stay High, I gotta stay high. That's where they got that from. They got that from Willie Hutch's Why Did I Love Turn Cold, and I love the album. The album, great, good to see a lyricist from the South. And also, a lot of people might have didn't know that this other album I'm going to mention, that is Glorious by Glorilla. That album, I listened to it. Glorilla is like a female version of Yo Gotti to me from Memphis. Like, it's not too many young ladies who are in the rap game that's actually putting out quality, like, content, but hers is definitely quality. Like, she talks about, why she won't fall in love. She talk about how she take your man. I'm here for it. Like, I love Glorilla's album. Like, Glorilla just been having a time. Like, so Glorilla's trolling the internet because she just recently posted a picture with a baby bump, and everybody like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm like, nah, if y'all just seen this interview she had with Complex Magazine, that girl didn't have no hint of looking like she had a baby bump anyway. Now she come out with this full-fledged baby bump, and everybody just losing their mind and just like talking about, I can't believe she got. I'm like, but that's just so we live in a land where common sense is not so common. And yeah, people just stupid. Let me just call it what it is. People just stupid as hell. They just stupid as hell to sit there and believe that. But happy for her and her album and all that. And I didn't realize this until her and Lil Duval took shots at each other online. And they both had a good point, because, like, Lil Duval has said nobody born after 2000 should be named Brenda, Rita, Gloria, whatever he said. He said that. He said nobody should have a name like that. And she shot back at them and said nobody who was over 45 should have Lil in front of their name. And I'm going to be honest, they both got a point. Because Glorilla's name is Gloria Hallelujah Woods. And I never would have expected that from she got a old slave name, for real. But that's good that her mom, didn't name her nothing ghetto, so I fuck with it. But just, I never would have looked at Glorilla and thought her name would have been Gloria Hallelujah Woods. But yeah, I definitely like her music. Great album. I wish her nothing but the best in all her future endeavors. I love to see somebody young winning, especially a young sister. Now we're gonna move on to sports. First thing, I'm gonna start off with a good story when it comes to sports. My man Gerald Olivares' son, Quincy Olivares, remember I mentioned on the last podcast I did, he has a 2-way deal with the Lakers. The Lakers signed him to a 2-way deal. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it because he balled out in the preseason. I know my man Gerald is on cloud 9. Big ups to him. I am so proud of it. I know somebody whose child is in the NBA now. That is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I saw something online, though, that said that after this next road trip that the Lakers going to have, that they're going to drop Bronny to the G League, which is what they should have done from day one. He needs to go and develop a little bit more, because his performance was It could have been better. It could have been better in the preseason. I'm just going to keep it a buck. It could have been a hell of a lot better. You know, we can't just, you know, everybody was trying to give him, like they was giving him, what's the word I'm looking for? They were trying to give him grace because he was LeBron's son. But you just got to call a spade, man. The kid needs to go develop. He really needs to go develop. Don't mean he ain't there, because obviously he there because, like I said, his father, he's probably played pickup ball with his dad in NBA Stars. He took Sierra Canyon to the playoffs in California, which California gets down in basketball and football. Low key, a lot of people don't know. And you know what I'm saying? So he got the size, he got the talent, but it's just he needs more time to develop, because what we saw in the preseason, it's not it for him right now. But we're gonna move on to football, and definitely college football was full of a lot of losses. Now I'm gonna talk about the loss that was bad and that pissed me off, and that is Florida State to Duke. You know, when you hear that Florida State lose to Duke, you would think about basketball. You would not think about football. But I got to give it to Florida State. They at least lost better here than they've been all season. They lost to Duke by 7 points compared to how they've been losing. So you guys gotta take the L, chuck it up, take the L, and just realize them boys just ain't got it this year. They just ain't got it this year. We ain't them. We the WTF Seminoles once again, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. But another loss that did me good for football is a Crimson Tide loss. The Alabama Crimson Tide lost to Tennessee. Who would have ever thought that the Vols would beat the Crimson Tide, the Alabama Crimson Tide? They did it. So that's 2 losses that Alabama have on the record, which is like anytime you see a season where Alabama lose more than 2, it's like, oh yeah, that's bad for them. So I don't know what it is, but I didn't even realize it because I remember they lost to Vanderbilt a couple weeks back, and they lost to Tennessee. Somebody put up, a lot of people said, damn, the state of Tennessee kicking Alabama ass this year, ain't it? And I just realized, because Vanderbilt is in Nashville, and the University of Tennessee is in Knoxville. So I'm like, yeah, damn, they are both in Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee had been running the tables on Alabama this year. I don't know what in the world is going on, but yeah, it's just Alabama. This just ain't. Woo, boy, I'm happy because it's like I don't like seeing Alabama lose. I just like to see they fans like just self-destruct, short circuit. That shit just be funny because like Alabama fans, like I've always say, they are the college equivalents of the Dallas Cowboy fan. Every year is their year, and then when they start losing, they now they're taking the quarterback and all that. Because a couple weeks ago they was praising their wide receiver, a young man from Mobile, Alabama, and they was kind of weird because they all kept on saying he's only 17, he's only 17. I said, y'all sounding kind of R. Kelly. I just worried about the boy age, all that. What about his talent? I mean, he great, but yeah, the Alabama don't look like they got it. And the last loss that I'm happy about, I'm happy for this for 2 reasons. Because one is that I don't like a lot of these fans because they fair weather fans, and I'll explain to y'all why I say they fair weather fans. And 2, they lost to my team. The Saints, the New Orleans Saints, lost to my Denver Broncos 33-10 at the Dome. At the Superdome. Oh, it's glorious. But I couldn't get nobody from my family on the phone. But I hit up my father. I hit up my brother. I left this on their timeline. I'm like, what happened? What happened? What was going on? What happened? None of them responded. Then all of a sudden, man, we got a lot of injuries, and you know that, and y'all won with our coach. No, that ain't y'all coach. That's our coach. Kind of like how Melvin said on Baby Boy to Jody. So you want your coach to be y'all coach, but this my coach. That's my coach. Sean Payton is Denver Broncos coach now. You hear me? Do you hear me? And I remember I put up Who That Nation, y'all doing all right on my timeline and a couple older guys I know from New Orleans or from Louisiana that are Saints fans. You know, I kind of rubbed them the wrong way. They say, ain't you from Mississippi? Aren't you part of the Who That Nation? And I'm going to tell y'all, this is why I kind of always go against Mississippi fans who are in the Who That Nation. And I explained to them, I said, hey man, I explained this, one of them is my boy Marvin Patterson. He took a lot of good pictures of me doing comedy when I was in Tacoma. So if you're in Tacoma and you listen to this, y'all definitely check out Marvin Patterson. He also did some fire-ass headshots for me that I still use to this day. Marvin's from Louisiana and lives in Tacoma now and is a crackerjack-ass photographer. Shit is, I ain't gonna say it looks professional, because he is professional. It looked like some shit that'll go in like Time Magazine, Jet, Ebony. Like, one of these days, we gonna go to the African American History and Culture Museum in Washington, D.C., and I guarantee he's gonna have some of his work there on display. I don't know what exhibition it's gonna be in, but it's definitely gonna have some of his stuff in there, because that man is, him with that camera. Like I explained to him, I said, man, it's nothing against y'all from New Orleans or Louisiana. Y'all earned it. Y'all struggled with that team from, you know, when they had the Dome Patrol and when they was the Aints with the paper bags and all that. Y'all been struggling with them since their inception in 76. I said, who I don't like are those fake Who Dat fans that from Mississippi that popped up during the 09-10 football season, and that's the year they won the Super Bowl. Because I'm gonna tell y'all, all on the Gulf Coast from like Biloxi/Gulfport to Pensacola, Florida, you weren't hearing nobody say Who Dat like that. You weren't seeing Saints decorations and groceries and stores and gas stations. You weren't seeing bars hanging up they shit. You didn't see none of that. But that year they won the Super Bowl. So when they went 5-0, all the McDonald's between Gulfport and Biloxi, Mississippi, all the way to Pensacola, Florida. Go Saints, and they were spelling like how they spell, like the French, like kind of play on French, GEAUX, Go Saints, and Who That Nation, and da-da-da. But when none of these people like that, in that large amount of numbers. My dad had been a Who Dat fan for as long as I can remember, and that's because he had season tickets to the Saints for like, since I've been like, what, 5th, 6th grade? But even then, I remember when I first started watching football, he was a Miami Dolphins fan, because one of my first favorite players in the league was Dan Marino. I still think, personally, he's my greatest quarterback of all time. Personally, that's me personally. Some could argue Joe Montana. A lot of people gonna say Tom Brady, but my personal favorite is Dan Marino, because that's the first quarterback I grew up seeing. I think he's the greatest all time. My personal favorite is Peyton Manning. That's just because I just like the way he moved and the way his football IQ. But you weren't seeing nobody like that scream Who Dat into them. Before then, a lot of people were Packers fans, and that's because Brett Favre is from Hill, Mississippi, which is like in Hancock County, which next county over from Harrison County is where Gulfport and Biloxi is. I think he's actually born in Gulfport. He grew up in Hill. A lot of people was Packer fans. At one point in time, I was a Packer fan because of Brett Favre being a quarterback. Then I remember from like 6th grade to maybe like high school or something, a lot of people, especially your black people, they were Tennessee Titans fans. And they were Tennessee Titans fans because the late, great Steve McNair played for the Tennessee Titans. Then, of course, you had your Cowboys fans. And then, of course, you had some people that are 49ers fans. And then, of course, you had a Steelers fan, because Steel Curtain run all through America. But in that large amount, until 09-10, you did not have Who Dat Nation like you did all along the Gulf Coast. That's why every time they lose, I poke at them. And like I said, that's not against my people from New Orleans. That's mainly, when I'm poking at the Who That Nation, that's the people from Gulfport and / Biloxi, Mississippi, all the way over to Pensacola. Because when none of them fools hollering that. But they saying who that said they gonna beat them. Say, apparently some of everybody is saying that now. And y'all need to go get your paper bags because this ain't looking too good for y'all. But shout out to Alvin Kamara though and the Saints though, who signed that 2-year extension for $24.2 million. You know, they trying to make sure he retires as a Saint. I'm with it. I'm for him getting his money. He deserve it. He needed. Hopefully they can try to get them a ring. Let that man go out with a ring. And also shout out to Drew Brees, who got his jersey retired. That game that my Broncos spanked that ass. Couldn't even win for old Breeze, man. I still got mixed emotion with him about something he said politically a couple of years ago. But you know that man, he did a lot for the city of New Orleans. They love him, so I ain't gonna hate on that. Congrats, because he deserved it. You know, political thing is one thing, but what he did on the field, that's a totally different thing. So he deserves it. So last week, y'all, I'm about to tell y'all this, and then I'm gonna get on up out of here. Last week, I remember talking to y'all about entitlement. I told y'all a story about my homie from San Diego and his sense of entitlement. So this week, I'm gonna talk about something else. I'm gonna talk about, delusion. I'm gonna talk about being delusional. And delusional are people, they just refuse to just see things. And it's like, like we all know a lot of delusion. Like mainly, so for anybody to say, I'm not going to attack women, because a lot of people are like, oh, you attack women. No, I'm not going to attack women on this. I'm actually going to attack men, because men, we're actually more delusional than women are. And I'm explaining one way that we really are more delusional than how women are. I had a conversation with somebody, a couple of men in my family, they delusional. I have a conversation with a couple of men, a couple of older guys that I know. And, they'll talk about, like, how I treat women that I date. And they're like, you do this, and you mean to them, and this, that, and the third, and is that. Now, meanwhile, mind you, these women cheat on their significant others, left and right. The main ones, not all my friends, but the ones who got most to say about how I treat women, they the ones that want to talk. They the ones that's cheating on theirs, left and right. But the thing is, they low-key with their shit. So they feel because they're low-key with what they do, that they're not bad, or they just know that, like, woman won't cheat on them because they woman is so head over heels in love with them. So they delusional that they're good, man. So number one thing is I had a couple friends do this, because I'm going to tell y'all something about me. I don't believe that every woman walking this earth is a queen. Like, especially like a lot of our sisters, like everybody want to say that, oh, them queens, this, the queen. No, every woman ain't a queen. She's not a queen. Because to put it to you like how my friend Kevin told me, he said everybody can't be a queen or a king. Because that's not how hierarchies work. If we did that, we wouldn't have a hierarchy. Which I'm also going to say for my dudes, my brothers. All of y'all ain't kings. Some of y'all are some shiftless, ignorant, stupid niggas. They're just going to keep it frank. Keep it honest. A lot of y'all are. All y'all are not kings. All y'all are not kings. And I've had some guys talk to me like, man, every time you talk to my women, you calling them this and that and this and that. You know what I'm saying? You need to show more respect to the ladies. Like, show more respect to the ladies. Like, who are you to preach about respect to them? You talking about respecting women when you out there cheating on your old lady, your wife? But you want to preach to me about respect? You delusional. A lot of men delusional because they think, oh, I'm a good dude because it looks good on the surface. On the outside, I look good because I take care of home and I'm doing this and I'm taking care of it. We look good together. You're not a good dude. You're not a good dude. You a snake, nigga. You a snake, bruh. a slithering, slimy snake. You was the person that was in the garden, made Eve eat the apple. Because you know why you're not a good guy? Because you're taking advantage of that woman's naivety, and not only that, you betraying her trust. You just think you are a good guy because you look good on the outside. But we see you. We know you. And I'm one of them friends or their family members. I've did this to a couple friends and family members. Made them look stupid. And I honestly thought we was either going to fight or going to lose their friendship. But I ain't give a shit because the thing is about me. I'm going to call you out on there. Like they'll tell me I'm doing this, that, and the third. And they'll talk about, or they'll sit there, see them trying to give somebody, man, you need to treat that girl like that. I go, whoa, treat her like, whoa. Yo, bro, didn't you just cheat on your old lady last week? Or didn't I just, when we went out, you hollered at this girl, or didn't I go with you and you ended up going on a sneaky link with another chick over there? Yeah, I'm gonna need you to sit this one out, champ. I'm gonna need you to sit this one out. You are not the authority on how to treat a woman. And I told people like this, I refuse to let a man who is a serial cheater on his significant other give me any fucking advice on how to be good to my partner. Because here's the thing about you. I might be a cuss with my woman. I might be a dick to my woman. But I never cheat on any woman I've been with. You can ask the last few of my relationships. They'll say, he's a dick. He mean. He don't like nothing. He don't like nobody. Ask him if I cheated on him, though. Ask him if I cheated. I guarantee can't none of them tell you that I cheated on them. And I'm not saying that made me no good guy. Because here's the thing about me. I believe this wholeheartedly about everybody in the world. We're all full of shit. Everybody walking this earth is full of shit. Your mom's full of shit. Your dad's full of shit. Your grandmama, as sweet as she is full of shit. Your grandpa, as much money as he gave you and taught you life lessons and took you to get ice cream, he's full of shit too. Your preacher's full of shit. Old Miss Johnson across the street that always gave y'all some candy and all that. If you did that, you shoot a candy lady growing up. If you didn't grow up in the suburb, she full of shit too. We all are walking this earth full of that. But like I said, a lot of men out here are delusional because they'll think I look good on the outside. Everything looks good on the outside. And we look good together. So, therefore, I'm a good man because I take care of all the finance. Bro, like that no. It's just like two examples from movies. And I'm the friend that does anybody, like y'all watch The Best Man. One of my favorite movies, but it's one of my least favorite. It's one of my favorite movies because it shows young black professionals, that's not like hood rats, but they still got their flavor. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't whitewash them. They still got their flavors. But I hate the movies because that movie had me thinking when I came 30 years old, 20-something, 30-something years old, that's how it was going to be. And boy, a lot of people around the country are like, and I've seen on social media like, well, that was false. But the thing I say is the person I'm like on The Best Man, I'm like Quentin on The Best Man. I'm like Quentin because I do not allow my friends to sit there and revel in hypocrisy and bullshit. I'm gonna call them out. Like how, if y'all remember the poker game scene where Les was bragging, I got it like that, she ain't never step out on me and cheated, and then Quentin said, bro, you full of shit. He said, you think she didn't know about that? You don't think she stepped out one time to get some revenge? I'm that friend. I'm gonna let my homeboys know, like, bro, you ain't gonna be able to handle it if that girl step out on your ass one time after you done stepped out on her Lord knows how many times. You ain't gonna have. And I done seen it plenty of times. And these dudes be ready to bust hell wide open when they find out that they girl went out to get coffee with a dude after they done slept with everything under the sun, including some people in her circle. And all my other friends want to sit there and be like, I can't believe this happened. Man, F that bitch. Fuck that bitch. And I be sitting there like, I'm like Rico on Paid in Full. Eat my chips. You be alright, nigga. You tough, right? And then another thing is, like, I had to tell one of my ex-girlfriends, she was like, I seen other people and that man with that woman, he be doing all, and little she know that I am friends with that, with homeboy, and homeboy be cheating on old girl like a dog. And I be doing just like how that one woman did on the club scene of the movie version of Medea's Family Reunion with Blair Underwood and Rochelle Yates' character was in the club and they went to go dance, and his colleague's wife said, they're such a beautiful couple, ain't they? And all the man could do was look and say, And I knew exactly what that meant. That's how I be whenever, like, my ex used to do that, be like, you need to see them because they do that and he do that with his wife. I'll be looking at her like, huh. And I'll be just like Pat LaBelle, if only you knew. So, yeah, like, the delusion, like, I want men to stop that type of delusion. Like, you ain't a good dude. You ain't shit, and you full of shit. And stop thinking you a good man because you look good with that woman. Because I tell you one thing, if something happened, you end up cheating on her, and the lady or whoever that you cheating on her with, her husband come over and blow your ass away, shoot you dead. I ain't crying at your funeral. I'm going to look like, should have been fucking somebody else's wife. Should have stayed home and fucked his own wife. Put him in the dirt. Let's get some chicken. I'm hungry. Anyway, that's been my time, y'all. Glad to be back on the porch with y'all this week. You know, y'all can find me on Facebook, Pete McCorvey. You know, you see how my name is spelled on the title. Follow me on Instagram. That's PDMac10, PETEYMAC10. And also follow me on TikTok, PDMac89, spelled the same way. Just take the 8 and the 9 and put it where you put the 1 and the 0. Until next week, y'all be cool, stay calm, get paid. Holla.